Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
Ezreal, because it can get shove against almost everything, so they're using that to try and counter the immediate laning power of the important for them.
They both have level 2, but look at Inspired. The Vi is down here in the bottom lane, looking to set up for the dive. Cannon Minion's gonna soak most of the shots. Dokla's still hanging around for now. They lock him up, beat him down. First blood over to Busio, and Flyquest got that done easy.
Sion once again.
Here we go. Busio with another root. Gonna tank the maximum amount of turret shots, gets out of the way in time, and Masu gets the last bullet. Inspired ain't gonna die to the counter attack while NRG gets one back here on the top lane. Tier 1 dive.
He'll be able to pick up these grubs looking uncontested, while Inspired will go for the first strike.
Exactly. The contest isn't direct. You're just saying, all right, we'll handshake these. I'll take Dragon, you take Grubs. No problem there. Dokla's still just trying to enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells of the Rift here in his lane swap game as he walks around and knows that he is on the wrong side of the map. Flyquest has total control, but NRG Masu will be left to take care of that, while Inspired and Busio still both hang around. Inspired just continuing to clean out this enemy jungle quadrant, while Busio guarantees nobody else from NRG is going to make an appearance. And it's first turret, 7 minutes and 45 seconds into the game.
The patch, I can't reiterate enough as we see if Flyquest are going to contest for these grubs or not.
Yeah, NRG got the first pot of grubs now. They've got the first one in the second pot as well, so they're guaranteed to have the grubling spawns. Arrow flies out. They find the connect onto Inspire, but he gets himself back away. Now Dokla's going to be taking some damage. His Contracts needs to disengage here with the decoy. They wanted to try to get in for the flank attack, but it ain't going to work out because Palafox is picked off and shut down before he can do a damn thing. Flyquest dismantled him, and they'll take the last couple of grubs.
Again, when you're looking at what they can do, they can just fight back.
Good job. They get to go bot 1%. Good call for the TP. Any flashes?
Oh,
Quad.
Right back to live though, and a pick on Quad is desperately needed.
But that pick is going to lead to this Drake for NRG and definitely slow the Flyquest snowball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slight window for
go.
NRG, right?
Yeah, he just got caught hand in the cookie jar at Raptors there.
Hey, I said maybe the Wukong with his little 300 gold lead could find something. I guess he found Orianna.
And they will get the Drake off
Level
of this.
advantage and a pretty big gold lead over Dokla means he really has a vision of how to play the rest of the game out. You can see just 1v1 taking this turret and extending his lead.
Yeah, and now he's even going to get the plate and the turret before plating falls, right?
Yeah. If they take a fight, it has got to be decidedly in their favor. Quad and Inspire taking the chance, going after the tier 1 here in the mid lane instead as Busio tries to get away. The engage from NRG ain't doing a whole lot here just yet. Who he might just die instead as Whipple continues kiting and fighting right on back. Contract on the front line is going to be killed off first. Masu goes on a killing spree, and the cavalry has arrived. NRG are dropping like flies, and Flyquest got the fly swatter all day, and he is going all in. Alcove Gaming will not save you. Run, little Rakan, run. Just think about Zaya. Think about home. Try to think about something happy because the fight ain't that. 9-2, 7,000 gold lead.
We're playing something that we've kind of already seen them be successful with, right? So they look completely comfortable, even with most of their success this summer coming from 80 mid AP jungle.
I agree. There versus think about and discuss game 2 because
you have to.
It is not in a good state at the moment.
Thought economy is what we're talking about. Whipple might have found himself caught. He wants to go all out. He's got a little bit of Omni-Vamp. He's got his jungler right next to him. And NRG's got no hope of taking down the widest Whipple.
I did think that was going to be a moment where we're like, oh no, he's gone too far in, or he's been caught out on the Cassante. We've seen it before in some of their lore recently.
Everything's good.
Having a great time here in this first game.
They're not falling off this time.
Nope, those pants are securely fastened, so it do not want to be turned into content from Flyquest social media channels, but I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it. Here comes a TP from Dokla. The Sion ain't tanky. Inspired's here in the front line. They finally might be able to burst him down, but a 4-man shockwave into the follow-up for the Atofo strikes. Flyquest might have lost one, but they're gonna make NRG rue the day they came to fight in this mid lane. Flyquest with a 4-man push straight into the heart of the base.
Trying to keep the minions alive here, Quad, with a questionable teleport. They can't end off of this one because Palafox could clear that wave, but they'll just move back for the trip. Oriana Karma Shields flying in. It takes a bit of a miracle to actually get a kill on him here.
Yeah.
Oh, look out.
I don't think this is going to take an entire miracle to get the kill on Dokla, though. The Scion flashing back over the wall. He will stay alive for now. Vault Breaker ready from Inspired. A little bit more damage here. One of the big man in top lane. Might get a double. Whippo over the wall again with a massive engage. FBI is the first to die. Whippo gets traded back this time, and Palafox has the shutdown.
That's like a Baron and push to end.
Well, instead, you're just going to get your soul point 26 minutes into the game, about 9,000 gold ahead. Why not add another little bonus here onto the Flyquest performance in game number 1? And guys, this is kind of what console as NRG. They're just trying to at least step up here a little bit, maybe try to step forward and challenge at the Baron. But the problem is, man, he is one of your main engages, and he is dead. Contracts will not be allowed anywhere near the pit. He's got 40% HP, and Whippo is just a brick wall to try to get through. Baron secured 28 minutes in, nice and clean for Flyquest.
That's so...
A damning accusation coming out from chat for the mid laner of Flyquest here in this first game. This might change everything as Masu, there's the cleanse we were talking about. Summoner spells used to get the Flyquest AD carry away as Dokla and Contract try to put pressure onto the back line, but Quad is still staying alive and fighting him off. Contract's first to die. Dokla gets away off to the side. Palafox running as the True Shot barrage goes wide, and FBI and Huhi are still Flyquest are not done pushing. The mid lane inhibitor's about to die to the minions. There it goes. The next wave is ready here in bottom lane. Tier 2, blink and you'll miss it. That thing is gone. Quad has to make the just to add insult to injury. And NRG, they'll at least grab a tier 1 up here in the top lane. Palafox will pick that up, but it's a drop in the ocean at this point of the game. Concerned about Gromp than he is about Palafox and Dokla. Masu soloed the dragon.
He's truly become SOFM.
Inspired just did, where he just is almost torturing NRG, making them walk back to base, because he was never going to actually fight them, but he was making sure they had to do what he wanted.
Man, if Flyquest is playing with their food, they're making NRG look chewy right now. These guys are just not standing the test of time as Flyquest are done toying around. They are done with game 1, and they are looking to end it here. Palafox finally finds a shuffle, but it's far too late for that. Quad goes on a rampage. NRG gets aced. The only cost is just Whippo there in the top lane, and it's a trade he's happy to make. It was one-sided straight out of the gate, 22-5. 14,000 gold lead, Dragon Soul, Baron, the whole kitchen sink, Flyquest.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
Got an interview to do, so he is heading on over for that. He is running. I think I just heard his microphone break, so maybe he's not doing his interview.
When you're going away.
It's not as one-sided as your initial statement may have suggested, but the overall sentiment is still correct. He goes in with more buttons.
More, well, same buttons, but the buttons are
more
better.
Extremely, he heads inward.
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
Wow.
Today we learned about Volley Bear.
We've talked about pants and buttons.
The two go together very frequently, Emily.
True.
it's a natural
You could say
duo.
one facilitates the operation of the other.
Dokla wants 6.
He got it.
And the junglers arrive.
Whippo's got his 6 as well. Contracts going bowling. There goes the bear, but they don't care. NRG getting the first blood. Meanwhile, bottom lane.
But Dokla, it still will mean, though, that Whippo loses this wave. Most likely 2 plates here to Dokla if he greeds just a little bit. And this lane is flipping on the side of NRG.
Yeah.
Nice. Inspired does have chicken control. Busio still seeing maybe, hey, there's an angle here. Perhaps Palafox, he does have his summoner spells, but he's very low on mana here in the Corki. If Quad could get a nice shuffle, knock him further away from that turret, there could be a dive angle, but Whippo's about to crash this wave.
No
Contracts is about to crash into Whippo. He's going to take a nap, and he's about to take a dirt nap right after. Plenty of damage between these two. I don't see a world where Whippo gets away from it. He cannot drain tank that as Palafox flashes away. Busio's coming in. The cow just tramples him. Flyquest support, grabbing a kill on that one, but now he can't get away because Contracts is here on the escape angle to cut him off.
And the big difference here is contracts, right? As we see, we're curious to see what Bwipo was going to build first. The answer is actually Frozen Fist. So, Jet, we guessed it.
I know.
We guessed it correctly.
We guessed it. I imagine when he's been ahead in scrims, he's gone elsewhere. They going for Palafox, though.
Oh, Palafox getting caught out here. Needs a little bit more distance to try to escape all the way. Busio needs the last auto attack for the lockdown, but he ain't gonna find it. The Heartbreaker from Inspired makes his way into the fight, and he steps into the range of the curtain call. But now a big sleep. Watch out, Eve. Contracts again making so many moves here for this NRG team in game number 2. FBI's gonna try to get away as Quad sends his soldiers forward, and Bwipo is ready to chase down FBI, who he gets away underneath the tier 1 as Masu and Quad are working together with Bwipo to take down that Fed jungler. Flyquest ain't stopping yet. Bwipo eats one more turret shot, and now it's just barely the escape for who he with a Sky Splitter. Just barely misses him. Flyquest got a big fight there, but the entire time, Big Dokes was taking big turrets in top lane.
And that's the thing. This is a 4v5, so the overall gold is still 3,000 in favor of NRG, but that is exactly the full turn and run.
Yeah, and Dokla's TP was...
Hold on, Bwipo in a 1v4. No, he's not. He's just already dead. Dokla taking a killing spree on that one. Hey, guys, NRG is working together as a team. They are setting up plays and following one another into those plays. I am liking this.
Top, Flyquest will take tier 1 in top. NRG will take tier 2 in bot. And they hold mid.
This game is scrappy, man. Okay, so NRG have...
Bwipo is a header behind is what correlates strongest to victory or defeat for this team. So really big credit in the early game here with Dokla and Contracts consistently targeting Bwipo and keeping him down.
And now the big thing for NRG, we see whether Flyquest will want to go into on Dokla.
Uh-oh, re-engage from NRG. Busio in danger. The Alistar ain't gonna be able to tank that one up. FBI picks up another kill, 1-1-3.
They keep fighting, but I keep trying to talk about how we've seen NRG get these leads before, but in their series this summer, a lot of it has been in game 1, and then it's their games 2 that ends up being really, really tough for them. Here, the big thing for me is they have all of the tools to get onto Flyquest's carries, right? We talked about how this composition works. We've seen them being able to pick people off already.
Now the fight with SBI in the middle of everybody on Flyquest. He doesn't get away from those. Quad picks up the kill there. So Flyquest getting a little bit back while Bwipo is forced away in the bottom lane. Deadly Flourish sidestepped by Huhi, so no additional lockdown.
Yeah, and it's these small things that I think NRG has cost NRG. In addition to their team fighting, just Flyquest being able to recognize when they can make plays, even at a deficit. They're about to lose this mid turret off of the Herald push, which I do like from NRG. But they do still
we're talking about stopping that Drake stack for Flyquest, and they'll stop it right here.
Yeah, I believe that Flyquest is deciding to fight later. They did have this bot lane pushed, which they might still try and play around with Azir sneaking here, so they could be setting up a bit of a trap for Palafox. But makes a lot of sense that they would not contest that Drake, because if they lose that fight, it would go right into an NRG Baron, and then the gold lead would become unsustainable. And this trap has been set by Bwipo.
Bwipo going in. Palafox tries to leave. Sky Splitter doesn't accomplish a whole lot here, but they'll summon up the Sun Disc. Dokla Contracts are coming in. They shuffle the Croc right on back, but he'll continue to slice forward. Bwipo will stand and fight. He has no other choice. Quad is surely going to die to Contracts right here. Palafox grabbing the first kill, and NRG's about to make it 2. Easily done. The trap was set.
Really good spot. He's 3-0-3 right now, up 2.3K over Bwipo as...
Ooh, Huhi. Nope, not getting away from that one. Looked like for a second maybe there was some hope. But if we're talking about, they've got Azir for Flyquest. He can shred through Barons very effectively. Palafox and Contracts trying to make their approach. The Baron is going to be burned low, down to 2,000 HP, and Contracts isn't anywhere nearby. The Baron falls, and Flyquest claim it. Busio's the first one sacrificed, as Bwipo has to flash back over the Baron pit wall to escape. So it's a trade. They lose their support, but they get the Baron. Remember, they killed the enemy support at the very start. Now the backs are going to get interrupted. Contracts wanted to go in here with the Hourglass. as Whippo gets locked up. An extra kill will go the way of NRG here on the very back end of things. As Palafox jumps forward, he'll find a kill and flash back away. That's the Palafox I was waiting to...
Flyquest made that rush Baron call, and I think in week 3 of the regular season, that's the backbreaker for NRG. Maybe they int when they're trying to get the Baron buffs off of Flyquest and suddenly the game's close. But look at this response here. Can they get Inspired?
Inspired's low, but he gets away for now. Quad with the engage here for the shuffle, but there's no follow-up. Bullet time finally arrives over the wall, and Contracts gets traded back jungler for jungler as FBI has to try to escape, and Quad doesn't have...
Almost exclusively towards their solo lanes in Palafox and Dokla. And now they are in good control of the game, so it's, can you close this out cleanly?
And that, to me, makes this game, at this point, such a must-win for NRG. Because
but NRG should be able to push back, have good control over the Drake.
Dokla immediately finds Whippo and just unleashes a can of whoop-ass on him. But now, who's in trouble? Dokla locked up in the middle of 4. He can't find his kill. Big Dokes with a big blunder here. Fast-paced game, and NRG's going to keep that pace pushed. They are going straight for the Baron, but they aren't DPSing it very quickly. They're just trying to lure Flyquest over. They want to try to force the fight instead. Busio leading the charge for Flyquest on the approach. Has a lot of lockdown on the front line. Destroys Huhi. Flyquest have found their first pick, and Dokla goes into dominance trying to fight back. Contract into the back line of Flyquest, but he ain't finding the pressure he needs here just yet. Gonna grab the first kill as Palafox goes on a rampage. Dokla trying to protect FBI as Whipple dives into the back, but it ain't gonna matter. NRG! They found 2, and they need to get more. Quad wants to get out as the Emperor tries to flash it away, but Palafox won't let him. NRG is cleaning up this fight with a bullet time over the wall, maybe, but not enough. A double kill for mid-peel.
We're not necessarily able to get in. As we see this, again, Busio goes in, kicks Huhi back. Huhi goes down pretty quickly, but Inspired is able to take over Leona, and I mean, Dokla is really taking care of Inspired and Whippo here.
I really thought after the original pick that this was going to be an NRG game throw, but Whippo goes continually deep.
I feel like you can see like a relief just rising off of Croissant's shoulders in the background as he's yelling. And Jet, you said it wasn't pretty. It was not.
It was not.
But it does look like it is going to be effective.
Whippo was trying to provide some level of protection, but that ain't going to work.
As much as this does seem like an NRG victory, I am not counting it until the Nexus falls, because...
Turret here in top. Whippo just trying to guard any sort of an angle off to the side here. Dokla is trying to approach from that same angle. Cannon minions doing a lot of work here on the tier 3 turret. That one's going to collapse. Probably just one more shot from that cannon minion. There it goes.
There we go.
Curtain call opens up. Quad stuck in the stasis, having to flash away now as the bullet time fires back. Busio on the front line, but a lot of time. And Inspired takes down Huhi. Nice snipe coming out from FBI to make it a 1-for-1 as both supports fall. Inspired has to go back into the fountain and heal up a little bit more. NRG's
and additionally, Dokla prior to that was doing a really good job of marking Whippo, where Whippo might be able to come around on the flank. As we see Contracts going in.
Yeah, Contracts also with that verdant barrier makes it a lot easier for him to make these approaches onto Lilia to get in there and set up these fights. Now once more the Zhonya's being used to stay safe. Earned. Neither one of those is going to be respawning super soon here. So now with their 5v4, they're going for the last lane, the last angle. Deadly Flourish locks up Busio, forcing out the Unbreakable Will before any sort of a fight even starts. That means as soon as Busio goes in, he's dead in the next fight. Flyquest scrambling to heal up, taking a little bit of damage, and the minions are about to arrive to facilitate a little bit more. Got it down below half now. Dokla is on full fury, full dominance mode. Here on the Croc. Busio wanted to make a play, but he ain't gonna find it. Masu with a quick cleanse in case he would have got caught by that solar flare. Dokla wanted to go in and lock up Quad, but the Zhonya's is going to keep him alive now as the second Nexus turret dies. Whipple going after Palafox, but he ain't going to find the angle to kill him yet. The front line of Flyquest is down. Quad is down. Everybody on Flyquest is going home in body bags. NRG just woke up for playoffs. Masu's firing back. He takes out 2, but it ain't going to matter. NRG tie up the...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
Because I do agree that if you must pick Nidalee, if you are compelled to choose this champion, picking her with point-and-click hard CC like Renekton and Leona is seeing a lot of this throughout the whole split. We're seeing it again a lot here today. So NRG will go ahead and secure themselves that first Drake. But the Grubs feel so nice if you can have the lane control, especially early on, to grab some extra plates out of them early, infuse the team with that extra
crashing a wave and trying to use this timer for his advantage.
You never want to fight Darius in a 2v2. This champion can absolutely annihilate. Skirmishes, beautiful Ash arrow from all the way down in bot lane, and the follow-up is ready to go. Palafox with a lightning crash, trying to get away, but not a chance. It's first blood for Quad, but all the...
So they're already moving the Ziggs towards mid lane to try and have more people up there for the fight. And Whippo has to ghost again. Let's see.
Yeah, he's going to lose his bone plating. Dopa already used Slice and Dice. Whippo finds the Decimate heal onto 2. Apprehend as he tries to flash away. Inspired wants to help him out. Masu with a nice arrow yet again, but it is not enough. NRG sent enough dudes. 3v1 can burst down the Darius. NRG's going to tie up the game in kills. Busio's down here in the bottom lane, trying to make sure they can maybe get something else here on Palafox. Bard himself doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you don't need a whole lot when you got aim like that on the ulti. He'll set it up for Quad to knock it down.
And that just shows the priorities of the two supports.
They back up, so you cannot destroy him inside the trapezoid, which is normally the intended play pattern against Whippo.
Is that the new rule of the Whippo trapezoid?
He's like a boss in a video game that has a specific mechanic that you have to
show how differently you actually have to play the early game when your top laner doesn't take teleport.
Yeah.
Because this, I think in a normal game state, the top laners would have just been playing this little game of chicken about who can interrupt the teleport as they fight Drake. In this case, it's just a full trade. And it leads to this
to lock it instead to fortify the entire team in these bigger fights.
And I think Inspired has definitely shifted his playstyle from what we've seen in summer so far in this series. This is 3 for 3 games. They've played Mage's mid. It's 3 for 3 games. He's actually not been on a farming jungler. And it's again the Whippo show. He's cleared the wave.
Yeah, but now he's stuck underneath the turret. Whippo might be able to bring him down here. The Decimate and the Noxian Guillotine. Heads will roll, but it's only 2 of them, 1 for each side. But back in the mid lane, it's time for a Rift Herald play. That tier 1 turret ain't gonna last very long. The charge completes. The Grub babies are running around like crazy. They're gonna shove this one into the tier 2 all the way.
Trade.
Ooh,
nice
shot. There is no way the Nidalee gets out of that one. Junglers can't take cleanse, but Flyquest.
And now the cross map, after Whippo holds off that dive, leads to yet more advantages. But this is all about the Darius changing the way this game is being played.
Well, and as we see in the picture,
they work together with the arrows and the Sejuani blast cones to find those plays.
And you can even see it, like, he is in the Dragon zone now because they're going to eventually want to defend this, but there's a fight on the top side and he can't make it there.
Inspired, though, is fine to be the one here on the front lines for Flyquest. He is completely unafraid of the engage energy.
Oh!
Why are we trying to engage on Sejuani? A perfectly timed arrow. Busio and Masu lining up the ults like they practiced it day and night. Dokla has to run away over the wall through the magical journey, but Quad trying to protect Busio. Dokla's going to take one with him, but it's still a 3-for-1 for Flyquest.
Wow. Coming out on the Vi, coming out on the Sejuani, I've really, really liked what I've seen from him in these games. As we see Whippo just taking down that tier 2 top side uncontested.
And the big winners.
That's the biggest spike.
Hat is bigger than 2 sticks.
Yeah.
This has been, there's been a lot of things that have changed.
We've had some weird elementary school lessons today.
We've all learned a lot together. And now Contracts is going to learn, what does Darius do? And I guess if he's in the middle of 3 people, he might not do a whole lot. Looks like he might die here. Yes, sir! Contract shows him what Nidalee does, but the counterattack from Flyquest is there, and who he gets locked up and beat down. Bard ulti for any sort of an even trade at this point in the game, 5,000 gold behind.
Even with that, though, Flyquest have mid-prio, right? And they had set up bot, which they ended up having to kind of abandon to come to this fight. But they still end up getting mid-tier 2 off of that, even though it was an NRG kill onto Whippo.
Doka can steal some things away, secure the blue buff for themselves. But NRG,
they want to do something.
Yeah, they threw out that Zenith blade looking for Bwipo, but now his apprehend connects. NRG could be in some serious danger. Bwipo, though, he's going to find his first kill. FBI gets guillotined, and Bwipo redeems himself in mid lane. A binding into the wall, and Palafox will fall. Masu picks up another, and it's black and white screens for 4
They end
out
up
of 4.
almost baiting themselves into what could be a game-deciding play. That's multiple kills over to Darius. That's the Baron over to Flyquest. They can reset and move for this Drake.
Chance of taking down that mid-tier 1, as we're already fighting in bot lane.
They are wasting no time. The arrow doesn't hit on that one, but Inspired is still locking Huhi up. There we go. A little bit of tempered fate to guarantee that Leona isn't getting away. Masu goes on a killing spree. Flyquest now with a 5v4.
Putting energy in so many dangerous situations themselves. And now they're just slow pushing these waves and actually trying to take 2 inhibitors while their Baron is up, not prioritizing.
All right, tier 3 turret's already down in mid. Might as well do the same thing here in bottom. Flyquest sees no reason not to. Dokla had to pop the ulti, but now he's in full retreat. Palafox coming around for a flank, but it's a very late angle. Huhi might just die again. He's got 20% HP. Dokla singing the same song. That pincer attack is just going to lose all the gas before it even really starts. And now Palafox is going to recall anyway. Flyquest gets everything they wanted, and they all get out. Wave here, crashing into the tier 3 turret in top lane now. Inspired and Bwipo off to the side. While the firepower from Flyquest just takes out the remaining tier 3 turret. That final inhibitor is about to fall. Tempered Fate means that NRG can't fight back in time. That's double super minions, every lane on the Rift. Flyquest perfectly synced up, but you know, those mid lane minions can catch up a little bit. Just walk a little bit faster. Okay, top lane's arriving at the same time. All right, the minions are crashing, and NRG is going to have to make their final stand. Dokla gets away for now. Bwipo wanted to chase after him here, but now the Darius might get punished. Derek's Gage ready to keep him alive, and Bwipo goes on a rampage with the guillotine yet again. He's looking to chop some croc, but he doesn't quite get it. It's Busio finishing the job as the Nexus turrets are not lasting much longer. It's still 5 alive for Flyquest. Right in the enemy base, 15-4. Flyquest moves to match point.
Dangerous call, Flowers, but it was a dangerous game for Bwipo.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
We said to the casters, one more reminder that you can now subscribe to the LCS Twitch channel. So get those emotes ready, and let's get to the game.
Whereas, again, we already talked about Palafox's comparison of now to when he was at his peak. So NRG putting that faith in him, we'll have to see if it can pay off. They are going to find a potential angle here on Busio's Leona, who tries to flash away, who tries to escape, but it's bullet time, and the clock strikes. Both of them now going to take their opportunity, go in for a reset. Second pot of grubs spawning 12 minutes into the game. Remember that the first 3 went over uncontested to NRG as they were traded for the Drake for Flyquest. Quad wants to escape. He already used the flash. Smolder ain't long for this world, and Palafox gets the second kill of the game for NRG.
This is huge right now.
Going to commit that ulti to escape. Palafox brings the wave into the tier 1 turret, but Bwipo goes back underneath the turret to try to destroy the wave, bait NRG into a bad fight, but Contract secures the kill on the enemy top laner. Flyquest has already lost 1, and Daisy's tanking up underneath the turret, trying to make it 2. The Drake secured by Inspired on the other side of the map at the same time. But oh man, this is like being stranded in the ocean watching the sharks circle you. Busio is stuck underneath the tier 1 turret. Help is not coming, and NRG are feeling good 4-0.
This game, if he's ahead, they have a chance of winning. We're at the break point, 14 minutes. 6-4 might be 7-4. It's definitely not that 0-14. Another play being initiated here by NRG and Huhi.
Bwipo almost has dominance, but the cooldown still has a few more seconds left. And those few crucial seconds are the difference maker. Palafox on the killing spree now. If Palafox can take out the tier 1, Contracts and Huhi at the same time. They're going in. The enemy red buff is the target, and Inspired's got to try to get away fast. He still wants to try to contest it here. Will use the smite to secure. Huhi and Contracts now looking to make their exit as Mom is summoned in. And that's the first kill of the game for Inspired and Flyquest. Punish.
I love it sometimes when people try and go kill a really low turret when they don't have the minion debuff, and it just like rejects them and hits them.
0.5, not 0.05. I added an extra
Will be
zero.
potentially untenable, but they're in the river, at least thinking about the contest, wondering if they could get it for free.
Well, Bwipo does have everything ready to go. He will be put into top lane right now. He can teleport in with the flash, with the Dominus, but nobody's going to overcommit to the Drake here just yet. NRG knows how low this tier 1 turret is. Knocking this down will make the setup for the Drake that much easier, and with Palafox just being as far ahead as he is, it's very easy to just force that.
Yeah, good recognition from NRG.
I would expect this to play out when Flyquest has the 2 early Drakes, but they are the team in a deficit. I think the highest chance of victory is to trade Drakes for gold until Soul becomes a threat.
Right.
So that's why Bwipo is able to get that first turret for Flyquest. It marginally closes the gold lead. It's a fight that they might not have been able to win anyway.
Teleport coming in for Flyquest. They want the pick on Palafox. Mom provides the extra firepower needed, and the shutdown money goes to Bwipo. For free, but Inspired and Masu are here in time to defend the tier 2 turret.
Okay.
Yeah, and Smolder should be able to clean up this turret on bot side.
All right, Bwipo still looking for his angle here.
Whoa.
He's made his way onto FBI. The sleep finally arrives. The heal from Redemption, keeping the carry alive. But right as he tries to go for the bullet time, Bwipo shuts him down. The slow from Smolder connects on multiple targets on NRG, and Inspired takes out Huhi as well. That's the bot lane. Okay, we've got Baron down to 8K. NRG's still hanging around for now. Double teleports coming in, one from either side. Busio standing on top of the NRG reinforcement zone, but he may have walked a little bit too close. Busio with a flash out, eats one more rocket. They won't kill him just yet, but Huhi burns him down. NRG still got all 5 alive as Bwipo has to disengage with the Sterex Gauge. Inspire going on a killing spree right back into the back line. Another blooming blows, another kill for Fly, a double over to Masu and FBI and Huhi.
I'd say like full price department store items compared to the thrift store from Contracts is more effective when you're in a long 5v5. So they get that, they equalize the gold, and now they're turning for third Drake.
Again.
Yeah, the big thing here for me is watching where Flyquest's carries are in response to NRG. They get the equalizer off, Daisy is frontlining, but they don't Jhin ult up.
NRG's back on Baron, and Flyquest is back to being ready to stop him.
It's low.
Okay, Baron at 4K. Bwipo's already popped the Dominus. Inspired making his way into the pit. Can he try to steal it away? No, he has to go golden just for a second. Bwipo's onto FBI, though. The shutdown on Inspired. Palafox grabbing a kill there. Contract still in the pit. Baron's going to be secured by NRG. But the fight after, they've already lost Oak, but they got to be careful. Monsters now on the run. Palafox takes them down. The fight's going to end for NRG. They're looking to take this. A triple over to Palafox. A double back over to Quad the other way. Bwipo is cutting Palafox down. This dude is unleashed. Yeah, Croc. Bwipo! And the potential Baron power play because of the fact that they can't push multiple lanes at once. So Contracts is the fuel for this engine. It's kind of ironic since he's a piece of wood, and that's typically what those do. But this bottom lane is burning up right now. Tier 3 turret about to die already. Flyquest shows up fast enough to protect it, but it is so incredibly low. Bwipo's on the front line. Mob comes in. Palafox gets away, but just barely. Busio's still here frontlining. NRG trying to stay alive, but they got to scramble. Bwipo's finding another one. Quad goes on a killing spree. Everybody on NRG is dropping left, right, and center. And Flyquest.
You watch Dokla. He's in Narnia over here, right? Yeah. Like, he is not getting to the fight anytime soon. Even
Someone go make sure he is okay. Flyquest is still holding on. They are fighting for their lives. It's 30 seconds until the next Drake spawns. They use Mob. It sets up perfect for the Deadly Flourish to have the hard CC on Huhi. He's going to try to escape as again, Bwipo goes after Palafox. He messes up his QSS. He's not getting away. As NRG has to still try to get their remaining guys out of trouble, but Inspired has killed Huhi. FBI's trapped in the middle of the Flyquest team. Quad is unstoppable, and it's only a rumble and an
for NRG, who were about to drop down to the lower bracket. Inspired completely 1v2 to the top of that fight to buy them time. They're teleporting in with the 5v2, and they might look to end.
It looks like they want the throat right now. Flyquest going for the kill shot. NRG might have had a good early game, but too many mistakes turned into too many punishes. It was too much to endure, and Flyquest are gonna come back from that deficit. They're gonna finish this series 3-1, and they're gonna go on to face Cloud9 next week.
They get the 3-1 Inspired.
These were the best highlights from today's LCS matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.